In the thin air of dawn, a river hisses over stone. Here, where the world is sharp and cold, a tiny life begins its urgent work. Along the water's edge, a female mountain leafcutter bee, Megachile montivaga, lands on a willow leaf. She is a solitary marvel, charcoal-bodied with a pale, brushy underside. Her flight a controlled tremor against the vast mountain silence. The air carries the clean scent of wet granite and the green perfume of sap. This is her workshop, her pantry, and her nursery, all defined by the brief permission of a high-altitude summer. Unlike the honeybees of sprawling colonies, she knows no queen, builds no waxen halls, and produces no honey for a hive. Her existence is a singular, focused race against the calendar, a schedule set by snowmelt and sun. She is an architect and a mother, a navigator and a survivalist, and she carries the future of her line on the soft, brushy hairs of her belly. To fly in the chill of first light, she must first generate her own heat. She shivers, vibrating her powerful flight muscles with wings tucked tight, a living furnace kindling warmth beneath her fuzzy thorax. Only then can the thin air grant her lift. Watch her now as she inspects a willow leaf. Her senses are tuned to the perfect texture and pliancy needed for the walls of her nest. Her mandibles, like miniature shears, begin their work. With breathtaking precision, she snips a near-perfect circle from the leaf's edge. There is no hesitation, no ragged tear. It is a clean, decisive act of engineering. She tucks the green disc beneath her body and skims low over the river's current, a silent courier on a critical mission. Her destination is a hidden cavity, a narrow crevice in a sun-warmed stone, or a hollowed-out stem, carefully chosen to be above the reach of sudden floods. Here she will build a cradle for her young. Inside the dark chamber, her work continues. She overlaps the fresh leaf ovals, arranging them like shingles on a roof, creating a waterproof and climate-controlled cell. She is a master builder, instinctively selecting tougher, waxier leaves for the outer layers to repel moisture, and softer, downier leaves or even flower petals for the inner lining to cushion and insulate. Who taught this tiny creature to construct a nursery that breathes, that holds a steady humidity against the mountain's wild swings of temperature, using nothing but instinct and a leaf? Each cell is a testament to an ancient wisdom, a blueprint carried not on paper, but in her very being. With the structure complete, she must now provision it. She returns to the sunlit meadows that fringe the river. A dwarf willow catkin, a splash of lupine, a resilient aster, these are her destinations. As she lands, she doesn't pack pollen into baskets on her legs. Instead, she combs the golden grains onto the dense, specialized hairs on the underside of her abdomen. This remarkable feature is called the scopa, a signature trait of her family. This pollen-dusted belly brush turns her into an exceptionally effective pollinator. With every flower she visits, her fuzzy underside delivers a broad, generous dusting of pollen, far more direct than a honeybee's packed load. This method also keeps her agile and her center of gravity low, a crucial advantage when navigating the unpredictable gusts of wind that sweep down the mountain slopes. Nectar is her fuel, a quick sip of sugar to power her shivering warm-ups and her high-speed flights. Her mind is a map, constantly updated. She navigates by the angle of the sun, an internal clock allowing her to compensate for its journey across the sky. Even when clouds obscure the sun, she can read the polarized light in the blue patches of sky, a celestial compass invisible to our eyes. For closer navigation, she relies on landmarks, a lichen-patched boulder, a distinctively twisted branch, returning to her hidden nest with unwavering accuracy after a long and winding search for food. Back in the nest, she regurgitates the nectar and kneads it with the pollen from her scopa, forming a rich, nutritious loaf. Upon this golden pillow, she lays a single egg. And here she reveals another of her secrets. With a subtle control of her own body, she determines the sex of her offspring. Fertilized eggs will become daughters, the next generation of builders and providers. Unfertilized eggs will become sons. She strategically lays male eggs closer to the entrance of the nest tunnel. They require fewer resources and develop faster, ensuring they will emerge first to patrol the territory and be ready to mate when the new females appear. Once the egg is laid, she seals the cell with another perfectly cut leaf disc, fitting it so tightly the seam almost vanishes. She will repeat this process, building and provisioning a series of single-room nurseries in a row, each a self-contained world, a promise sealed in green. The larva that hatches inside will consume its pollen loaf in the silent dark, growing and molting within its leafy chamber. The leaf walls are not just shelter. They release subtle chemicals that inhibit the growth of mold and fungus, a natural form of protection for the vulnerable young. Once its meal is finished, the larva spins a silken cocoon around itself, a final layer of insulation against the coming cold. Here it will wait, a quiet pre-pupa, through the long, harsh mountain winter. This period of suspended animation, called diapause, is a crucial adaptation. If the following spring is too cold, or the flowers fail to bloom on time, some may even remain dormant for a second year, an incredible insurance policy against the unpredictability of their high-altitude home. The quiet, solitary work of this small bee is a powerful force that shapes this entire landscape. As she moves from willow to wild rose to bilberry, she is the thread that stitches the riverbank ecosystem together. Her pollination ensures that plants set seed, that berries ripen for birds and bears, and that the roots of these plants grow deep and strong, holding the fragile soil of the riverbanks against the erosive force of the water. In an era of rapid climate change, where alpine seasons are shifting and snowmelt is less predictable, her role as a reliable pollinator is more critical than ever. The delicate timing between her emergence and the blooming of the flowers she depends on is a rhythm that underpins the health of the entire mountain. From the intricate architecture of a single leaf-lined cell to the vast, interconnected web of life she supports, the mountain leafcutter bee is a portrait of resilience and ingenuity. Her story is a reminder that even the smallest among us can be a powerful engineer, a master navigator, and the quiet guardian of a wild and beautiful world. Her life is a race against time, a solitary dance with the sun, the wind, and the flowers. We've explored her world, from her self-heating abilities to the nursery she builds with perfect circles of leaves. Now we want to hear from you. In the comments below, share the one characteristic or fact about the mountain leafcutter bee that you found most fascinating, and tell us why it captured your imagination. Was it the golden pollen brush on her belly, her ability to choose the future of her young, or the way she navigates by the light of the sky? Your voice helps celebrate the story of this incredible riverbank architect.